So this was a product developed by me and my family, and it's been something that we've been developing for the last couple years. Went through several different prototypes, but we really wanted to take our time with it, make it a great product. The idea behind the For Doodie itself is for the dog to carry the used waste bag to free up the dog walker's hands. This is a way for us to help out the dog owners. We found that the Facebook and Instagram ad seems to help a lot. I think the biggest thing that we found to at least get the sales for sure, and good feedback at the same time, is being part of events, having it out there for people to try on their dogs, feel it, touch it, and then they can see how the dog reacts with it on as well.
Welcome to the Afluencer Podcast. We've got Adam Rosencrans on with For Doodie. Adam, a man close to my heart. He wears a million different hats for For Doodie, a startup, small business getting going with a very cool product for pets, for dogs. I have my dog laying over here as we record and talk here. So we're going to talk about sort of the go-to-market strategy for For Doodie, the influencer marketing angle, what's been working today, and then, of course, the product, which I'm interested in hearing about as well. So Adam, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And can you give us a little background about your role? And you were mentioning before we got on the call, I know you wear a million different hats, which many of us do. So what's been your role in shaping the marketing strategy for the For Doodie dog harness?
Yeah, definitely. So this was a product developed by me and my family, me and my parents. And it's been something that we've been developing for the last couple of years. Went through several different prototypes, a name change. But we really wanted to take our time with it, make it a great product. So the For Doodie is a dog harness, and I'll talk a little more about that. But as far as like the marketing strategy goes for For Doodie, my role has been a lot of doing the social media side of things, getting word out there through different local channels. I'm personally in Madison, Wisconsin, and so I've been reaching out to news and radio stations, trying to get the product out there as much as I can, as well as getting out to local events, dog events, farmers markets, things like that as well.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, love it. Love the grassroots angle. Yeah, so let's talk about the harness. And I get it. I live in this, city here in Sacramento, decent sized city, right? And then you've got that moral quandary, right? I'm walking my dog and she makes the deposit early and I've got the dog bags on me. But we've got nowhere maybe near a trash can, right? And they got the neighbors' trash cans around, but I want to be a good neighbor and I just suck it up and I carry it. But she's a Weimaraner, she's got lots of energy, and I may have this bag that I'm carrying for, it could be 45 minutes, which affects the dynamics, right? I may have a coffee and it's no longer just an enjoyable walk. I'm now battling this, this fresh poop bag that I've got, right? So take me through this in terms of how the harness works and just the mechanics of it.
Yeah, definitely. I've got one right here. I can show it to you as well. Yeah. So this is what the For Doodie looks like. So as you can see right away, there's a bag dispenser here with a pocket on the side. It acts as a normal harness. So I've got it backwards there. So lots of straps on it. It goes underneath the belly, clips right into the side here as well. Very adjustable. This pocket on this side is a mesh pocket that's aerated. So the idea behind the For Doodie itself is for the dog to carry the used waste bag to free up the dog walker's hands. Like you said, sometimes it could be a very long walk. You might not want to carry that with you or use a neighbor's trash can, or your hands might be full with other things. So this is a way for us to help out the dog owners on the walks, as well as letting the dog share in the duty of carrying the duty.
That's great.
Yeah. And so it's just like a normal dog harness. It's got the D ring on the top as well, so you can hook a leash on, a handle if needed. Really the biggest benefit to it over a normal dog harness is the pockets on the side, as well as being very adjustable, breathable material underneath. So lots of benefits to it, in addition to just being a harness itself.
Yeah, that's great. I love the dual aspect of it because you already have the harness, especially for the high energy dogs like mine is. It helps kind of rein them in a bit, and then having the pockets is pretty clutch there. So you mentioned the marketing channels that you've been going through. Any sense in terms of what's been working for you or effective? I know when you do some of these grassroots things, TV stuff, it's hard to measure, right? We didn't grow up in this world, but I mean we're in this world now where every click is tracked, or in theory can be tracked, right? AdWords is all about conversions, of Facebook, all about what's your cost per conversion? Well, if you're on the local news, you kind of have no idea what your cost per conversion is. So I know it's kind of a funny science. That's the way marketing has always been, or kind of used to be. But do you have a sense in terms of what's working for you on the marketing channel side?
Yeah, so we launched in February, so we haven't been around for too long, about 6 months or so at this point. But what we found that seems to be working the best to drive traffic is the Facebook and Instagram ads. So social media using Meta for that. That seems to help a lot. I think the biggest thing that we found to at least get the sales for sure, and good feedback at the same time, is being part of events, having it out there for people to try on their dogs, feel it, touch it, that kind of thing. And I've been at all of those events, and so I'm getting that feedback directly. And I think of that kind of as the marketing side of things as well, rather than just the ads that are going out as well. So
Yeah,
a
that's
little bit
very
on
cool. Yeah, I'm with you. It's funny with the in-person stuff because you kind of things got to wait. Sometimes you get away from that because you're worried about being efficient and tracking these conversions and all that. But you almost can't be like talking to a customer. And I'm always reminded of that when I go to trade shows. I don't go to really enough of them anymore. But talking with someone who is using your product or considering your product, there's kind of nothing like it. Would you agree?
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. You're getting valuable feedback right then and there. People get to actually feel it and see that it's a well-made product versus us just telling them. And then they can see how the dog reacts with it on as well, and how it fits.
The ultimate decision maker, right? Yeah, get it on the pup.
Exactly.
See how it
Yep.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. So from these Facebook and Instagram ads, then was that the inspiration for going the influencer route? Maybe saying, hey, we've got some stuff working. We're putting some money into Facebook, money into Instagram. And I know from our own experience, there's no limit to the amount of money that they will gladly continue charging your credit card. But we, of course, always want to transition the stuff to organic. If we can get our own users posting or some dog lovers posting. So is that the inspiration then in terms of looking at the influencer side to say, hey, let's see if we can replicate that, but do it organically?
Yeah, definitely. We've talked about influencers for a little while, and I've tried reaching out just individually to people, influencers that I've found. Just recently came across Afluencer, and I've already gotten a bunch of hits on the collab that I've set up, and it's been great so far. I just sent a few products out this week, so they should be getting those today and tomorrow. And I think having the influencers to provide that feedback on their dogs, as well as giving that to their followers that trust their advice to begin with, is going to be a valuable asset for us.
Yeah, very cool. That's great to hear on the collab. So in terms of the details there, so you're sending out the harnesses, and then I noticed you have a commission aspect as well. So if they're able to help send some customers your way, then there's ways that the influencers not only can pick up a harness for their pup, but also make some money as well.
Yeah, definitely. We're willing to work with them, kind of whatever works for them. But the way that we had the collab set up, our idea for it for now is to provide them with a discount code to give to their followers. Anyone that uses that will get them a commission-based payment on that.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. We will get the link to the collab below the show notes here as well, so
awesome.
People can apply and get that going. Let's talk about in terms of the content then being generated early into it in terms of sending out the product, but do you have a sense in terms of your goal for the UGC or the user generated content in your strategy? What types of UGC you're looking to have created by the influencers, and how you encourage customers to share their experience and get all that great content out there featuring the Two for Duty?
Yeah. So we think that the user generated content is like super valuable to us. Not only do people get to see it on other dogs out there, but they're seeing it from real users versus just the touched up, nice, beautiful pictures that we're always putting out in videos. So they're getting to see that, they're getting that feedback from users of the product itself. And we reach out after each of the sales to those customers that bought to get their feedback on it, good or bad. If there's things we need to adjust with it, or hear about that aren't working right for their dogs, anything, they got the wrong size, we're open to hearing any of it so we can improve the product moving forward. But yeah, we feel that having that feedback, whether it's pictures, video, or written feedback from anybody that's using the product, is valuable for both us and potential customers as well.
Yeah, isn't it funny how you mentioned the quality where we as marketers can come up with stuff that's polished and it's far less credible. Someone just
Yeah.
creating content with their own phone. It's almost like you want the quality. I don't want to say lower quality, but you just want it to be more organic. You want it to feel more homegrown, right? Like this is someone with their phone and they're pointing in the corner and they're showing off their dog with the Two for Duty, or they're on the walk with the Two for Duty. And you see that. And then as consumers, that's I think what we're drawn to now in this world of where you don't really trust the brand advertising, and even like reviews, you're not sure, like the Amazon reviews, right? It's all about the authenticity. What can you trust? And there's nothing like having someone with their phone, I'm sure, on a dog walk for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And anytime we get any kind of pictures or video, I put it out there on social media so people can see that they are out in the world, people are using them. And if there's a written review as well, I'll put that out there so people can hear directly from the other customers how they feel about the product.
Yeah, that's great. I love that approach. Yeah, the groundswell approach feels like that'll just gain momentum for you guys as you get the product to market. So where are you looking next in terms of the marketing strategies evolving, the product evolving? I mean, you got a million things you're working on, wearing lots of different hats. I know it's always fun, but the challenge is always prioritizing this stuff, right? And I know on our side, I always hear about stuff that we can do, right? You feature requests, you love to hear it and you want to hear everything. And then you also have to prioritize it, right? Because you can kind of do one thing at a time, or maybe one thing on the product side and one thing on the marketing side at a time. So where are you thinking as we kind of hit the, head towards the fourth quarter this year in terms of what you're focused on the product side and then on the marketing front?
Yeah, for the product itself, just continuing to put it out there, get awareness of it. Being a new product, I think that's one of the challenges that we've come across, is that it is different. People haven't necessarily seen this kind of thing before. And so creating the awareness, keeping that going, pushing ads that help at least get people to the website to see what it is, and hopefully create some sales from that also, of course. But creating the awareness, getting the product out there into people's hands, having it out in the world for people to see, I think is very important. But staying on top of the trends that are going on as well. Marketing is a fairly new thing for me as well. I'm learning this all in the process of since we started the company up. And so I'm learning a lot, staying on top of the trends as much as I can, trying to keep the marketing fresh as well. So rather than having one ad that's doing well run for months on end, I'll try to change it up so people aren't just seeing the same thing over and over and over again, and trying to get something new out there. But also coming up with other ideas that are maybe not necessarily specific to the product, but still can generate some interest towards people that like dogs, love dogs, or have dogs of their own. So things that I've done in the past would be like putting out dog tips as well for new dog owners or just dog owners in general, as well as highlighting places in each of the states that people can adopt or rescue dogs from as well. And not necessarily just pushing the Two for Duty, but kind of working with those places as well to help them out at the same time.
Yeah, that's very cool. Kind of get the approach where it's the large, I guess, sales funnel, if you will, but you're doing good in terms of promoting, dog wellness and the adoption types of things. And that's an interesting approach to create the demand. It's always an interesting thing when you're doing something new and you have to create the market yourself, right? There's no playbook of maybe going to Google and saying, hey, people are looking for dog harnesses that hold poop bags. So because there's no market yet, right? It's a very unique product. It's a new product. And then you're creating that market, which is very cool. If there was an existing market, then you would have the big competitors that you might be dealing with, whereas you get to do stuff grassroots and just kind of develop that sales funnel and you're doing it in a very cool, I think, holistic way in terms of giving back also to the dog community. So that is very cool, Adam. Well, thanks for hopping on and kind of taking us through all this. How can our dog lovers who are watching this, listening to this, learn more about Two for Duty, and then also about all the great dog tips and dog adoption news and all that awesome stuff that you're sending out?
Yep. So definitely we've got several outlets. So our main source of information would be our website. So it's twofordoodie.com, the number 2, FURDOODIE.com, Two for Duty. We also have a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube page. So we've been getting involved on social media as well. All of those are Two For Duty as the username. On Instagram, it's just one word, as well as TikTok. And you could also email us, info@twoforduty.com.
It's a great name, by the way. You're going from a
Yeah.
new marketer to you'll be giving lectures and MBA classes, giving TED Talks on this stuff. That's a really cool name and handle.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, at Two For Duty, everyone, make sure you give them a follow and hit the website to subscribe. Adam Rosencrans, thanks again for joining us and for posting your collab with us. It's been real fun chatting with you and learning about Two For Duty.
Of course. Thank you so much for taking the time.